Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Athletes Are Human First podcast. I have a very special guest with me today. I will go ahead and let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Kenzie Matulonis. I'm a graduate guard playing at the University of New Hampshire, and I'm from Rainham, Massachusetts.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about, let's jump right into it. Tell me about your college experience.
Yeah, so it's definitely been a little up and down. I came in freshman year. Freshman year is always tough, but got some good opportunities to get on the floor, which was nice. And then my sophomore year, first week of fall workouts, I tore my ACL. Which put me out for the whole season. So I was just rehabbing, recovering for that time period. And then came back for my junior year, got back on the floor. Again, had some great opportunities playing, played in 13 games, and then tore my other ACL down at St. Joe's. And so then it was just another year of rehab and recovery. Really took my time with this one, just because, the second one's always a little tougher. Um, and then came back last year for my senior year and was able to play in every game, which was awesome. Another healthy year. So now I'm just going into my grad year, feeling good. So.
Tell me about freshman year, because I think that's always a hard transition for kids going into college, high level basketball. But you actually got to play a lot for freshmen, right? So,
Mhm.
what was your thoughts going into that freshman year and reflecting back on freshman year for you?
Freshman year, honestly, I was just like, whatever I gotta do to get on the floor. You need me to just be the defense girl, like whatever. I had a fifth year point guard I really looked up to.
Okay.
So kind of like got under her wing a little bit. Because she was like a very six, she was like all conference player. So kind of just looked up to her and went to her for a lot of advice
Yeah, I think that's huge having senior leadership, right? Or fifth year
for
leadership.
sure.
And I think you have the right mindset going into it because some would say, like, oh, some people think they're going to just beat out a fifth year. And
Yeah.
that doesn't really happen that often. You're
No.
not going to beat out a all conference fifth year starter. Like, it just doesn't
Yeah.
really happen. So then for you to like have her like mentor you, okay, I want to get to where she's at. I want to be an all conference player. I want to be a leader on the team. Let me just learn from her that first year, but still get on the court, right? I mean, I think it's still important that you have the opportunity to get on the court. But I mean, like, tell me what you learned from her just watching her play and how she goes about her business.
I think just like the poise, like especially being in that leadership role, it's like it's all about how you carry yourself, how you speak to your teammates. So like she was always someone that I think people could count on. She like on the floor, like everyone was level-headed when, she was out there. So I think just like the biggest aspect was learning how to be like a great leader, from her.
And then you probably work all summer after freshman year, right? I'm sure coaches talk about you have your exit interviews for the year,
Mhm.
talking about what you want to work on. You put in a lot of work over the summer, and then sophomore year comes. I mean, tell me how did the injury happen?
It was in like individuals, so like the fall it's a little less intense. We just have like individual guard workouts. So I think I was just in a guard workout and I was doing, your everyday
Hmm.
jump stop layup on the left side and just blew up my knee. Um, which is just so crazy because, now I know they say a lot of that stuff is non-contact.
Yep.
But it really was just such a fluke thing.
Yeah.
You do something like that a million times
Hmm.
over your career, and there's that one time where it just doesn't go
So
your
then,
way.
as soon as that injury happens, obviously, a lot of emotions, a lot of things going through the mind. Like, what's going through your mind at that point, knowing that you're gonna have to sit out your whole sophomore year?
I think, you take the first couple days to be sad about it.
Hmm.
Like you have to process your emotions fully. Um, but then, and my coach really helped me with this, after that week of feeling sorry for yourself, have your pity party. It's what am I going to do to get myself back on the floor? So for me, it was really just like committing to my rehab,
Hmm.
committing to my mentality about it. Leaning in on my teammates and my support system, because without them, it's hard.
Hmm.
Um, So for me, it was, I processed my emotions. I was sad about it, but then it was like, what am I going to do to get back to where I was and be even better than I was?
Yeah, and then you almost become a coach at that point, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
I always tell kids when they get hurt, like, okay, yes, it sucks. You have to, process the emotions, but okay, after that, now you have to learn, right? Like you now
Hmm.
you get to hear what all the coaches are saying on the bench, what they're telling all the kids, and you could have those conversations. I tell them, sit right next to a coach, hear what
Exactly.
they're thinking, hear what they're saying to the players, because then it's like, okay, you have a year that you still need to grow, you still need to get better, right? Even though you can't
Hmm.
be on the court, you still have to learn. I mean, how much did you learn as sitting on the bench, watching and observing?
So much. I mean, like it sucks what you go through, but I couldn't be more grateful for it at the end of the day. Like it helped me be a leader. It helped me like my coaches to put me right, right with them at the top, and I was
Yep.
charting stuff and just like staying involved as much as I can. Um but yeah, it is crazy like just from watching how much more you learn.
Yeah, and I think it's important as a staff too, a coaching staff, right, that they still include you in things, right? They still
Exactly.
make you feel part of the team because during that time mentally, it's very hard, right? I
Yeah.
mean, for an athlete to go through that, you've done is play basketball your whole life, like that's all you know, and for that to be
Hmm.
taken away for you for a year, I mean, the mental aspect of it is so hard. So, I mean, shout out to your coaches who kept you involved. Okay, you're
Yeah,
charting things now. You're not going to just sit on the bench and do nothing. Like you're still part
exactly.
of the team.
Yeah,
You're still going to value the input that you have. Like that's huge, right?
for sure. Yep.
And then so that takes about a year to recover. And then
Yeah.
now you're going into junior year. You're finally healthy. Now you're playing again,
Hmm.
going to about half the season or 10, 13 games. Then it happens again, right? On the other leg. So, I mean, talk through that, right? Because you're finally healthy, you're finally back on the court, you're able to play, and then another injury. Tell me what happened.
I think it's so crazy because especially with ACLs, they say like like when you do it. So it was another situation. This one was a little more contact, but I was just going up for, a layup I do every day, and I landed on my other leg wrong, and I was wearing the brace on the other leg too.
Mhm.
Um, and honestly, I didn't even like cry. I laid there and cause I knew right away, and
Okay.
it was just like a feeling of defeat because you
Yeah.
almost like you don't even think about the injury. You think about the months you just rehabbed and recovered your ass off. And it's like, oh my gosh, I have like you immediately are just like, I have to do it again.
Hmm.
And that is so like defeating and totally not talked about at all. Like that that feeling of disappointment. And at this point, I was just so angry. Like I walked
Hmm.
over to the they like AT bench, and I was just like slammed my hand on the thing, and I was like, and they were like, it's okay, like think the best. They tried to like test it, and I was like, don't even like,
You already
I know
know.
what it is. Like it's okay, and they tell you to think the best, but my point was always like, I'm gonna hope for the best, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. So. Um, that was kind of like all the different emotions I was feeling.
Yeah, and I mean, people don't talk about, right, the frustration too, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone is sad for you, but like you're also frustrated, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you put in I mean, we can't even count how many hours of rehab, right? Like you're in a
Right.
training office all the time rehabbing. It's like 24/7, right? I mean, you're at
Yeah.
home, you got to do exercises while you're on campus. You have to go in, make sure
It
you're,
really consumes your life for sure.
yeah. And then so the frustration, right? And so like talk about your support system that you had to help you get through that.
So my coach actually at the time, she had two ACLs and like an Achilles, I'm pretty sure. She like battled with a lot of injuries. She was, a star guard at UNH. So I really looked up to her,
Okay.
to be honest, because she had been through it.
Hmm.
It's crazy how it's crazy the community you form, especially with ACLs, because it's seriously like an epidemic at this point.
Yeah.
But you really find your community. I had people reach out to me, going through similar stuff. Um, my teammates, my best friends were. I have one of my t teammates, she graduated, but I lived with her and she like did everything for me, like from helping me like shower, my first shower, like to she this is so crazy. She literally slept with me like the first week after surgery and we had alarms set for like my pain medications and she would wake me up and I would just be like this and she would like help me take, my medication. Um so that's just like that's all you can ask for when you're going through something like that.
Yeah, to have teammates, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about who you were as a player too, right? That your teammates, people that you live with, obviously, but your
Yeah.
teammates take care of you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
to have that support system is so important at that time, right? Because you can't do it alone, right? I mean,
No.
you need coach to talk to look up to have that conversation with. And I'm sure some days are way harder than others, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a very emotional roller coaster. But then to have your teammates, I mean, take care of you, sleep with you, right? Like
Yeah.
hey, wake up, gotta take the medicine just to make sure
Hmm.
that you're gonna be okay. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's huge, right? I mean, to have someone like that cares for you and helps you through that, that's that's special for sure.
Absolutely.
And then so you get healthy junior year, or you go through junior year,
Hmm.
working to get healthy. Now you go into your senior year,
Hmm.
and coming through injuries, you have a coaching change.
Hmm.
Talk me through the coaching change.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like if anyone's gone through it, it's harder than you think because, not that you're not always trying to prove yourself, but these people don't know who you are. They didn't recruit you. They don't know you as a person. So you have to show who you are as just like a person, not even as a player. So me, I wasn't cleared till I think even I went through all summer workouts not cleared to play
Okay.
contact too. So it was tough because I really couldn't prove myself as a player. Um, but same thing. I had a lot of my teammates stayed, so we were all kind of. My situation was a little different, but we're all trying to prove ourselves, and
Right.
so we all just kind of leaned on each other, relied on each other to like get through it. So it's definitely hard though, coaching changes. But luckily, the staff they did bring in, we love them, so that makes it a little better
Very lucky, right? Because
for sure.
we hear a lot of stories of like a coaching change and kids hate it, right? So they transfer
Yeah.
out before they even play the first year. So
Yep.
for you and your group of teammates to stick through it, but also truly enjoy the coaching staff, right? I mean, that's special, right? So
Yeah.
to finally enjoy it, okay, going into senior year, you start playing, and then after like 6, 7 games, then you get your starting spot back. Like, talk me through that and the emotions of that.
Yeah. It that was probably the hardest point in my career.
Okay.
Like like even more than recovering and rehabbing because I obviously was playing. I was playing, it was up and down, but I was on the court for
Hmm.
freshman, junior year, sophomore year, I was obviously didn't play. Um, but it's it's so different because now I just went through that whole rehab a second time and I finally can play again. And I wasn't playing in the
Hmm.
first couple of games. And you really have to like it's you really have to stay like clear up here because
Yeah.
you just are like what did I do all that for? Like why did I even just rehab again just to come back and not play? But I had to switch my mentality and I had to just focus on being a great teammate, a great leader, really just leaning in and not changing who I am because of my situation. Um, and then, luckily that turned into an opportunity for me. Um, and yeah, I was able to start getting on the court more, which was great. But if I had let myself, go when I
Yes.
wasn't playing, then I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you were at a fork in the road, right? I mean, it could go
Yeah.
one of two ways, right? Like you can either really be sad about the situation, frustrated about the situation, and almost give up on your team and on yourself,
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
and just say, you know what, I maybe I don't want to play basketball anymore. Or on the flip side, and how you handled it, like, okay, now I got to be the best teammate. I got to figure
Yeah.
out, I got to do everything I can to give myself that opportunity to get
Hmm.
back on the court and prove myself. But
Yeah.
if I'm not a good teammate, if I'm just sitting on the bench sulking about it, I'm not going to ever get that opportunity.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so you were able to, I mean, incredible strength and just resilience on your end for sure. But you were able to just go through those first couple games, not playing, but still be a good teammate. Coaches obviously saw something in you that said, okay, hey, we got to give this girl a chance.
Hmm.
And then once you got on the court and started, then you didn't look back.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
once you're finally starting, tell me about the emotions of that part of it and how that the rest of that season kind of plays out.
Honestly, and I talk about this a lot. Like I I don't even like remember it happens so fast. Like you're so in it and it's like, okay, now I just got to focus on this scout. I got to be
Mhm.
ready for this game. I got to you just like got to keep proving yourself. So it's funny like I don't even I feel like the season went by so fast because I was just so like, wow, I worked my ass off. Like I stayed consistent
Mhm.
and like that's where I am now and I kind of just like ran with it. I didn't really look back to be honest with you.
That's
I
awesome.
yeah.
And you
Um
go ahead.
no, I was just going to say like before like even when I wasn't playing it was extra workouts every day, film
Okay.
every day. So I think too just staying consistent with the extra workouts, the extra film really helped me too.
Yeah, and then talk about like, you have to be locked in, right? You talked about the scout. Tell me a little bit like on a game day or, in a week during in season, what the life of a D1 athlete looks like.
Yeah, well, my situations can be a little different because I was a nursing major.
Okay. Yeah,
So
let's talk about
it
it.
was pretty intense. Like Mondays I had clinicals, so that means I was a school nurse my senior year. So I was going to an elementary school on Mondays. And Mondays I actually missed practice. So I would go to the gym after, I'd meet up with my coach and we would do an individual workout and do film and all that. Make up a lift if I had to, if I missed it earlier in the day. So those days were pretty crazy. And then, every other day it's the same day every day, I like to say. We would practice, I don't know, I think we were in the evening sometime. But your lift practice, classes, homework, all that. And then for me, a lot of time in the training room, just focusing on my rehab and recovery still because it's still so important. Like I still do, my rehab stuff now.
Yeah, I think a lot of kids don't understand like a lot of kids want to be a nurse, right? And so
Yeah.
it's really difficult, right?
Yeah.
A lot of programs actually won't let you be a nurse because of
Oh, I know.
all the requirements, right?
Yeah.
They're like, well, you can't skip practice, you can't miss
Yeah.
weights, you can't miss study hall, you can't miss film. And so
Hmm.
I think that's a true testament to the program that you're at, that
For
they allow
sure.
you to do that because a lot of them wouldn't let their student athletes do that at all levels, not just the high D1 levels, but D2s. I've heard a lot of kids say, yeah, I wanted to be a nurse. And the coach said, yeah, you're not going to be able to be a nurse and play basketball.
Yeah, I that was honestly my biggest reason coming to UNH
Okay.
because coaching staff recruiting me was like, you can do whatever you want. Like we will support you and whatnot. And then, the second staff came in, Coach Schonecker, and same thing, like academics comes first, like we'll support you. And now it's so awesome because I actually was talking to a freshman we have coming in next year who's gonna apply for nursing.
Okay.
Um, and it just makes me so happy because I was the first basketball player here to do nursing.
Okay.
And now that it's like proven that you can do it, now it's other opportunities are being given to other girls coming in. So it's pretty exciting.
So you set the foundation for that to even be possible then.
Yeah, it is. And it really drives me crazy when they say you can't do it because if you have, a coach that's flexible and can work with you and, you stay on top of your stuff. I mean, I'm not going to say it was easy, but if you really want to do it, you can do it.
And then now talk about going into your fifth year, you get the opportunity to do a master's degree.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that because that's huge.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. It's a master's in nursing for evidence-based practice. And what's awesome about UNH's program is all online. So, I mean, I'm not even going to classes. I'm just doing it all online, which is pretty awesome, especially when we get into playing and stuff like that. There are clinical hours that come with it, but they can be pushed back to whenever because the program's a year and a half.
Okay.
But my end goal is to eventually transfer, like take this degree I'm now in and transfer into the nurse practitioner program. So it really is a great opportunity and setting me up for something, I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, we always talk is if you can use basketball as an avenue to get a degree and
Yeah,
then to get a master's degree, like go for it. I mean,
yeah,
that's a great opportunity. Yes, we know basketball is life. We want to focus on basketball, but the basketball is going to stop bouncing at some point, right? And
for
so
sure.
they're not going to be able to take that degree away from you. You're going to have a master's degree in nursing, and you're going to be set up for life, after that, after basketball. So, congratulations on getting into the master's degree
Thank you.
program. And so let's talk about, okay, so let's back up now. High school you were in high school during COVID. Talk a little bit about high school and your AAU program.
Yeah, I went to public high school. I always, thought about going the private route, but I was playing with my best friend who now plays, she's at Wisconsin now. So we had a pretty good team going on, and it was kind of like if you went, I went, if I went, you went. So that was pretty cool. I also had the opportunity to play with my sister. She's 2 years older than me. So we had a pretty good run in high school, and then AAU is, really where you get a lot of your exposure. So traveling the world, going to all those different tournaments and showcases, which I would do anything to go back to. Those were the days. Playing 4 games a day. It was awesome.
And tell me
Um,
the name of the program. Let's shout out the program.
Bay State Jags, best AAU program out there, hands down.
And so, I mean, this is during COVID too, right? Your junior year is during COVID. Talk about playing AAU and then getting shut down during COVID and your recruiting process.
Yeah, definitely super stressful. I had an offer from UNH already. So, having at least one offer kind of took the pressure off a little bit, but you're still bummed because, junior year is your biggest recruiting year. And you're not able to play. So at that point it was just like you just got to focus on, getting better, and we would do Zoom workouts, ball handling in the basement, and all that. So really just trying to stay focused. I feel like that was a hard time for a lot of kids, getting away from, their goals and stuff like that. So really just staying focused. We would watch film over Zoom, um, and all that. Credit to Lori Bolin, my coach, because she really kept us locked in during that time.
Yeah,
Um,
the coach can have a huge impact in your
yeah.
life, right? I mean, you're obviously that's your friend's mom, but also
Mhm.
like tell me about the relationship you had with her as a coach.
Yeah, honestly, I call her my second mom. I was pretty grateful to play for her. Um, she's the reason, like, I always wanted to play at a high level, but she is definitely the person who pushed me to to really want to do that and believe in myself that I can do that. It's hard sometimes. I'm a 5'5", little guard. It's hard. Like you don't stand out as much.
Mhm.
So it's what can you do? What's gonna separate you from everyone else to get you where you want to go? And she really helped me do that. I mean, I would go to her house, especially in COVID. I lived with her a little bit. Eighth grade year. She's actually the reason I moved to Rainham. I stayed with her my whole eighth grade year. Um, and, just doing workouts in their backyard every day. She definitely is a big part of uh, not just who I am as a basketball player, but as a person too.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean the relationship that a player can have with a coach is truly something special, right? I mean, I think we don't realize how big of an impact coaches have on our lives, but they can really make or break an experience too,
Yeah.
right? And to call her a second mom, I mean that shows a lot, right? I
Yeah.
mean that shows who she was.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's not just me. Like this woman, like I don't even at this point. It's like I'd rather not even text her on her birthday because every single player she coaches is like, I mean, the poor woman, she's responding to like 300 texts probably. It's crazy.
Tell me your favorite AAU experience, because I know you guys have some
Oh
fun
boy.
times.
Yeah, we
What's one
really
that
do.
kind of sticks out that off the top of your head?
I gotta say, we always drove down to Spooky Nook in Pennsylvania, and that drive sucks, but we would have the best time ever. We would have a packed car, like seven, eight people in the car. We're like doing the directions for, I would always travel with Coach Lori. We would be doing the directions. One time we went like 2 hours the wrong way because our co-pilot was sleeping. It was just, it's just you can't make up some of the stuff that happens, I feel like in AAU. And then I will say Kentucky was always a one of my favorite. Run for Roses. That was always one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I think your experience is different than a lot of athletes, right? I mean, I think you truly enjoy your AU experience. You
Yeah,
love your teammates. Um, Talk about like the importance of having fun playing AU and playing basketball, just in general.
yeah. I feel like it's so, you know, it's so easy. A lot of kids now, I feel like, get burned out
Hmm.
because you're just so, dedicated, which is awesome, but you really have to find a way to like have fun with it. Or you're gonna, resent the sport. Unfortunately, I feel like I see it more and more with the pressure on a lot of these kids. But yet, just having fun with it, really leaning into your teammates, and making the most of it.
Yeah, and then talk about a little bit about, I mean, being a smaller guard, right? There's
Hmm.
always that stigma of like, oh, she's too small to play college basketball.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that?
Um, it's funny. I say this all the time, but I was playing in. I don't know if you know Run for not Run for Rose Classic
Hmm.
in New York. We would go there a lot, and as you're playing, they do like the announcement on the mic. They're like,
Yep.
broadcast. It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
But me and another one of my point guards, she's smaller than me. They'd be like heart over height, like let's go, like, and I really like stuck with that. I was like, yeah, like heart over height, like it doesn't matter like what size you are, like if you have the heart and you play like to your full potential and all that, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you have to just play through it, right? I mean, there's nothing,
Yeah,
you can't change that, right? That's not a
no,
controllable. It's
yeah,
something that's out of your control. You can't just all of a sudden, okay, you know what, today I'm going to grow a couple inches and,
yeah,
so out of your control, but you have to just control the controllables, right?
yeah,
Figure out what you can do to affect the game, how you can have an impact on the game, and do all those things, right?
yeah. I feel like you can either use it as an excuse or you can use it as
Mhm.
motivation.
I love it. And then talk a little bit about your experience getting to play with your sister, because that has to be a special moment for high school, playing with your sister.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. So I got to play with her freshman sophomore year. Uh, and then she went on to play at Suffolk, which is Division 3 in
Okay.
Boston.
Okay.
Um, but it was pretty awesome. I've always been the better sister at basketball. I just want to put that out
Put
there.
that out there.
Um, but it was funny because, you have your junior guard and then her little freshman sister coming in. But we really embraced it and, made the most of it. So that was awesome.
There's probably a lot of one-on-one games at the house, at
Oh
practices.
yeah. Oh, practice. We even high school practice, I would have like scratches on my face. We would go at it. We're very competitive with each other, I will say.
But I mean, it had to have helped you, right? I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
playing against someone older, but also obviously being family, she cares about your success as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's my biggest fan now. So, but she definitely will take some credit on making me a player who I am now, I will
Okay,
say.
you might be the better sister, but I gotta take a little bit of credit for it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fine. I'll give it to her.
That's awesome. I love that. Let's talk a little bit about maybe some advice that you would give to younger athletes, right? Because like, there's a lot of kids that want to play college basketball at any level.
Yeah.
Give me some advice that would help them out.
I would say the biggest thing is, feel loved by your coaches. Really, really get a feel for who not just it's they're not just learning about you, like you really need to learn about them and
Mhm.
who they are as people, their values, their morals, their standards they set. Like this isn't just about them recruiting you, like it's the same, both ways. Like you want to be recruited by people who you trust and you believe in and you know, care about the same things and stuff like that. So I would say the biggest thing is, get to know the people as much as you can, feel valued by them, feel loved by them. And then from a really like big basketball point, I would say make sure like you're looking for a place that fits your style of play. Because that's the biggest thing in college. There's so many different offenses, defenses, different things people run. Um, and just really like look at it and be like, does my personal, because you don't want to change your game. Like that's the worst when you go to college and you have to change who you are as a player. Like that's why you got somewhere. So really just being able to see if you can fit in their play style is very important, I would say.
Yeah, very important. I mean, I don't think kids do enough research.
Mm-hmm.
Just my personal opinion, but I don't think they do enough research on, like you said, actually getting to know the coaches, know
Mm-hmm.
the system that they run, know the style of play. Can they truly see themselves fitting in that system without having to change their game?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, now all of a sudden, okay, if you're changing your game, now you're not at your best version of yourself. Yes, you always want to add to your game for sure, but
Yeah.
some of it you have to be able to keep and still apply at the
Mm-hmm.
next level because that's what got you there.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's great advice for kids, to just really just do your research, right? And
Mm-hmm.
find a home that you want to go to, not just they want you, but you also want to go there as well.
Yeah. And it like I totally get it. It can be intimidating
Yes.
asking the questions, you're just a little like high school girl, you look up to these people. So it's intimidating for sure, but you definitely have to like remember like the value you hold for sure.
I mean, I'd rather ask that question ahead of time than on
Find
November
out
1st
something
when
different.
season starts. And then you find out you're not, it's completely different than what you expected. Now you have to either not play or you have to
Yep.
transfer. So ask those hard questions, like Kenzie was saying, ask those hard questions up front. Like,
Yeah,
got to get some courage and ask those tough questions because
exactly.
those questions don't get easier later on. So,
No. And I will say, what's nice is I had, my AU coach who helped me ask those questions too.
okay.
So if you're looking for advice, like turn to someone you look up to and ask them, is this, what kind of questions should I ask? Um, Lori was had good relationships with a lot of coaches too. So even she would ask the hard questions and she would be honest with us, like if they, really want you or not. She's not gonna downplay it for us, which was nice.
I think, I mean, you're very lucky, right? I have to
Yeah.
keep going back to that. I mean, I
Yeah.
know you appreciate her, but to have a coach that's gonna not sugarcoat it and
Yeah.
just tell you how it really is, because if they lie to you, you're gonna think, oh, well, this school really wanted me. That's what my coach
Hmm.
said.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of coaches do that because they want their kids to go to the highest level possible.
Hmm.
And so, I mean, I think to your point, you have to find someone that you can trust. But
Hmm.
also you have to be able to accept the truth, right?
Yeah.
Like, coach, just give it to me how it is. Like, don't downplay, don't sugarcoat it, because
Yeah.
this ultimately is going to determine if I'm successful or not at the for the following year.
Yeah.
So find someone that you can truly trust and,
Hmm.
have them help guide you, but also there might be some conversations that even with your coach that, like, okay, this school is, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're not quite at that level yet.
Yeah.
Maybe, and that's fine, right? I mean,
Yeah.
don't worry about the division or what school it is, but like just find the right fit.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then I mean, I think we kind of know some of the influences on your game, but like who's had some of the biggest impacts on your life in basketball?
Obviously, Lori in my later years, but I I really I really found it wasn't even basketball like I found a love for it. Was, I eventually did, but I just loved sports growing up. My dad like was an MMA fighter, like so
Okay.
I was like in the gym with him at a young age, boxing and it really set like the foundation for me, like just on a competitive level,
Hmm.
toughness level and all that. And then, it eventually transformed into, on the basketball court for me specifically. So my dad definitely played a big role in, making me the competitor I am, I would say. He wasn't a basketball player, but all those other traits you need. And then my mom's side of the family, My mom's just as competitive as it comes. Not a basketball player, but 13 Boston marathons.
Okay.
So she's got her own thing, but my uncle Ray Flynn actually tried out for the Celtics. And then my aunt played at St. Anselm's. So just some other people I really was like, looked up to and asked for advice when it came to basketball.
Yeah, I mean, even if for parents that didn't play basketball, but they're competitive, they're
Yeah.
athletes, so they kind of know the process. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure they put you around obviously a lot of good people
Yeah.
to help guide you, right? Okay, maybe I don't know basketball as much, but I'll find people that's been through it and help with you, through that whole process.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I will say, like I said, my parents weren't basketball players, but they always put me in positions to be the most like successful I can be.
That's awesome. I love it. Again, I mean, I just want to say thank you for sharing your story. I mean, it's super inspiring. I want to wish you the best of luck, your final year,
Thank you.
and also the academic side of it, right? I'm huge on
Hmm.
academics, so I know it's going to be a lot of work, but like obviously, this is what you've planned for, right? This is what you're ready
Yeah.
for. This is what you signed up for to go get a master's degree. Huge congrats on that as well. But also, enjoy your final year of playing basketball, right? I mean, just wish you nothing but the best, honestly.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right, take care now.
You too.